Hello, welcome to the Patsy Shaw Studio. My name is Patsy, and for the past few weeks I have been preparing my butt off just to prepare for the Sing conference that is held in Nashville, Tennessee. That is going to be my biggest conference yet, and so for this video I want to walk you through my thoughts on what my booth setup is going to look like, as well as give you a sneak preview into some of the displays that I'll have at the conference. So let's get started. All right, so welcome to my notebook. This is what my journal looks like. This is my everyday carry, and I'm just gonna walk you through some of the booth setups and some of the ideas that's going in my head as I prepare for the Sing conference. So this notebook has a couple of different things. This is everything that I'm using to plan my life. And this at the very end is my calendar. And here in the middle is where I'm planning everything for Sing. So let's start here. So this is essentially my mood board. I was trying to get inspiration from Bonnie Christine's setup from her latest expo. I think it was a trade show, and she had a really beautiful setup. She had these, it's like a frame of a house with greenery in the middle. She had this beautiful counter. She had beautiful rooms that she created with her own designs on it, as well as her mood boards. Obviously, her space was way bigger than mine. My space is 20 feet by 10 feet, and I don't have room for all of this, but it's just a really good practice, I think, for me to just admire other people's work. I'm not necessarily copying it, but I am almost like admiring their excellence or their pursuit of excellence. I think it's often very easy to just throw on a sheet on a table and call it a day, but I think it's important to make things beautiful for God's glory. So I just really loved her stuff and wanted to get ideas rolling in my head as I planned for mine. So this is my initial sketch. So as you can see here, I was thinking about installing a wall that had my prints on it. I don't know how doable it is, and it's probably way too much work to actually install a wall and attach frames on every single one. So I'm probably going to scratch this idea. I'm thinking about having 3 prints side by side, or 3 print stands side by side, and then a rug in the middle, my checkout counter, and then maybe a tea towel rack where I could display all my tea towels. This is my first iteration, and I realized very quickly that, you know what, there's so much space in the middle. I need to make use of this space. So I didn't land there. I ended up creating a second sketch here. So here I'm thinking, okay, what if I have 2 more print stands rather than 3? What if I put them right here in the middle? So I have almost like a T and another structure right in front of it. But then once I started thinking about this, I know what my print stands look like, and they kind of lean back a little bit. So it's going to create this triangle effect right here in the middle, and it's going to be quite large. So I think it's just going to eat up some space. And I realized very quickly, okay, I am not drawing this to scale. I need to actually measure what my furniture, the size of my furniture, and put it to scale. So that's what I ended up doing later on. But here's another sketch of another idea that I had in mind. I came across this furniture piece at Hobby Lobby, and I just took a picture of it I took a picture. I actually went to Hobby Lobby, took a bunch of pictures of items that I could see in my storefront. And I was thinking, as I was scrolling through the photos back in my phone, I was thinking, okay, this one could actually live maybe here in the middle. If I do have a structure here, I don't necessarily want people looking within the structure or through it. So it could be a good front in front of that. So here I was thinking about having 2 rugs, but we'll see. And here at the back, I was thinking about putting a backdrop. But we'll see if we have time for that. Okay, so in this area, I took a break from sketching out what my booth should look like, and I decided to start thinking about products. So here I was brainstorming a notepad idea, some tea towel ideas, and there's more here. So for example, for this one, I have a creative notepad. So I was thinking, okay, what if I do musical instruments, paint, writing utensils, and just scatter it everywhere, but obviously with more space. Here I was thinking, what if I do a notepad that looks like a hymnal? And here I was thinking of my Genesis bookmark that I created earlier in the year, but instead of having just one, it was just a picture of a tree, but I wanted to spread out the image even more. And then there's this one. So I actually ended up using these 2 designs, and I'll show you right here. So this is the Genesis notepad. And fun fact, I design everything that you see here as well. So this is what the Genesis notepad looks like. And I also created the Create notepad, which I love. So these are 2 new products that are being debuted at the Sing conference, which is exciting. Here I was throwing out some more ideas. I started using this a little bit as a scrapbook, putting in what I loved, what I was inspired by. And what I loved about this was the color. I fell in love with the colors. This artist, I believe, she focuses on using fabric that is dyed with natural, like earth dyed colors. So nothing synthetic, nothing artificial. And I just love the colors that she ends up with. And here is a quilt pattern that I really liked. And here are some florals that I also really liked. So after researching these and realizing, oh, I like this one, I also like this one, I also like this one, putting them all together, you start coming up with ideas. And I was like, whoa, what if I combine the florals with their colors and these patterns? And I could turn them into tea towels, into notepads, and maybe a tote bag or a bookmark. So I started going crazy with the idea. And here's a bit more of what I've been enjoying online. So these cards, the playing card set, every single card, it seemed like was painted with watercolor, which I love. And these are also, I forget if they're paintings or illustrations, but they look like paintings. And I just really liked how this looked. Here's a photo of just little plants that I liked. I really enjoyed these scalloped edges and also how ornate some of these borders are. So that was a quick break. And just for your information, I did end up using a pattern that combined all of these things together. And so I ended up with this flower bed notepad, which is super sweet. And I was especially excited because I turned my watercolor paintings into this. So I have a version that has just a plain white background, but I also have one where it's painted at the back. So here, let me show you what I ended up doing. So this is my original painting. It's watercolor paper. I think I used gouache on it. And once I was done, I painted another sheet that had just different colors that I really liked, all of them mimicking the colors that I see here. And I scanned both of these and started playing around with them on my computer to get the colors that I wanted. I mean, obviously a lot of them is the same. So for example, this one is right here, and this flower is right here. So I there's something really fun about painting and also manipulating it a little bit to get the look that you want. So I am in love with these tea towels. I think they're one of my favorite ones yet. And yeah, I ended up deciding turning it into tea towels, a flower bed notepad, and also a bookmark. So that's that. So back to the program. So this is my final booth sketch. And what I have here is, so I opted for a 6-foot table. So they provide that for the vendors. I didn't have to bring it, which is great. I was bringing a checkout counter. And here I have 2 black print stands that look like a square right there. And here I have my print stand and my print stand. And this is all to scale. So in this portion, this is when I started trying to put everything to scale. I started measuring everything and then putting them in place. I decided, okay, this is not working, putting them in pen, so I need to put this in pencil and start moving things around. So this is what this is. So 2 print stands, and here I have a display. So it's gonna be here in the middle. I'm gonna have that tiered display right in front of it so that people don't have to look at that too closely in the in-between. And here I have an 8-foot table that I am bringing. Okay. So Walter and I were also trying to think about where we are going to put everything in. Prints, for example, am I going to put the block prints in this one or in this one? Since the Sing conference is heavily focused on hymns, I was thinking about putting it here only because there might be some congestion here if people are trying to check out. But we'll see. We'll see. On the day itself, we will have an opportunity to move things around. So nothing here is final, but this is just something to think about. I think it's good to arrive with a plan. And so I started listing out items that I think would land there. So here I was thinking maybe I'll put the notepads, bookmarks, keychains here, as well as my cards, pillows, hats, ornaments, which feels like a lot. So maybe I should move some of them here in the middle. This display can hold some hangers, so I was thinking of putting tea towels in here. And what else did I say this has? Christmas prints. And this one would also have hooks, so I'm thinking of putting ornaments there as well. And here I just put tea towels. So that's that. I'm trying to see if there's anything else worth sharing here. Oh, this one. Okay. So for this section, I wanted to see things in 3D. I was tired of seeing just boxes and circles. So here's a 3D drawing of what I made. So it looks very similar to what I've showed you, but more 3D. So here's the 6-foot table. my A-frame sign, my checkout counter, my 2 print stands, and 2 small print stands. And then here I have the 8-foot table, and I also ordered this roll-up sign or banner. And then here's the 4-tiered display, and then here in the middle I have, it looks a little messy, but it's my other display. So I was trying to figure out where to put the rug. We're very close to the conference, so I don't know if I actually have time to buy another rug. So that's just something to keep for next time. Here's the 4-tier structure. I started trying to figure out, okay, what should I put in here? Tea towels, hats, pillows, keychains, ornaments, tote bags. And I found an item that displays hats really well. So I only have 2 hat designs, so I'm trying to figure out how to display them in a pleasing way. So here I started writing down, okay, 8-foot table, what should I have on there? And I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed getting a peek inside my brain. I love writing things down. I love pasting things. I love seeing everything in one place. I think it's fun to do this part, to do all this brainstorm. And honestly, as soon as I put this together, the ideas just started flowing, and that part of the creativity process is really exciting for me. Sometimes I struggle trying to come up with new ideas, but for this one, because I like this one and this one and this one, it all just started coming together into its own unique thing, which I love. Oh, I forgot that I had this here. This is what the structure looks like. So this is the structure that is here in the middle. And there's this front portion and there's this back. So the front portion has a series of hooks that you could put on, some ledges, some dowels, and at the back they're just shelves, which is super helpful because then I could use it as a structure that people could go around in, which I love. So it's not just one-sided. Yeah, so here I started sketching out, okay, what do I actually put here? So here I have my tea towels, my tote bags, put some prints here, some ornaments, notepads, tote bags, tea towels. And here at the back, I was thinking, oh, you know, it would be funny having a systematic theology shelf all on its own. And then here I have a sticker display. So yeah. And then here I was trying to figure out, okay, how many of these stands do I actually need? This is my sticker display. I started counting how many notepads and bookmark designs that I have, and where I would put it. So this is a sample of a 8-foot table, and I was trying to figure out where I'm putting things. So maybe this is greeting cards, and then this is notepads, and then stickers, and then hats, and then pillows. But we'll see. We'll see. There's so much can change, but this is the game plan, at least for right now. So thanks for listening in. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in a bit. So welcome to our scary basement. I'm just kidding. It's actually not that scary in here. I wanted to take you here because I wanted to show you what this new display looks like. So I don't know if you could see that, but it's nearly touching the ceiling, which is crazy. It's probably just an inch or two short. But I really, really love this display. I'm thinking it's gonna be situated in the middle of our booth. So I have 2 10 by 10 spaces. So right smack in the middle, I'm thinking about putting that in. And I love it because you could literally put these anywhere. So because I have so many hooks and yeah, these are hooks. You could literally just put them wherever and situate it however you want to. So I love that it's very flexible. You can move things around. You can move these longer shelves around. Have an extra dowel that I could play with. For these, I'm thinking about hanging my tea towels and maybe tote bags on here. And here at the bottom, probably having another basket that would have my tea towels. Here at the back, at the very bottom, I'm probably gonna put a tray of something. I'm not sure what just yet, but I'm thinking I would be hanging ornaments right through these. So if I take out this, I would have a couple of these lined up and then have my Christmas ornaments on there. So that's the plan for those. Also, feel free to say thank you to Walter in the comments below, because he spent a lot of time trying to figure out what the instructions were trying to say. Like, not all the materials or the like all these bolts and pieces, not all of them were actually used, and so he was confused, I was confused, but he figured it out and we made it. So hopefully by the time the weekend rolls in and we have to set this up together, it won't be that bad because we've already done it once. So let me take you to the back. Oh, so these are the instructions. Literally no words. It just goes, this is step 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what it looks like. And what I love about this is that you can go around this whole display and it'll still work. So we're not actually planning on putting this right up against the wall. We're thinking of having it almost at like a divider in between the two spaces. So we're thinking of adding something up here, something for each of these shelves, just so that we could use the entirety of this display, because it would be such a shame if I just used one side of it and completely ignored the shelves that are on the other side, because I think they could be super useful as well. So we're going to probably take this down tonight and put them in their containers. Here's an example of what the containers look like. They are fancy and have my name on it. So it has my name on it, Patsy Shaw. Very simple. But yes, I just wanted to show you how it looks before we tear it down. And right through the wooden display, you could see the Home Depot bins that we ended up getting. So these are all probably going to get filled up as we pack for the event. Walter has already filled that one up, and we do have extra bins in case we need it. And so, yes, this is our messy basement. A lot of inventory is in here, but it's all getting shifted around. Everything in the house is getting shifted around. I want to say that every room in my house right now currently has inventory or a decor or a some type of basket or basin where we're going to store our products in. So the whole house is buzzing with just energy, including our basement. So thanks for joining me for this little preview of what this display looks like, and I'll see you soon. If you made it this far, I just want to say a huge thank you for watching all the way through. I know that I rambled a lot in this video as I shared my thoughts on the booth, the setup, and some of my displays. There's a lot of exciting things happening, and so I just wanted to walk you through what I'm thinking and show you a bit of the stuff that I'm bringing with me. So it's exciting, it's coming up, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up And if you'd like to follow along and see the complete journey of us getting to Nashville and us going to the actual conference, hit the subscribe button just so that you don't miss anything. So thank you so much again for watching, and I hope I see you next time. Bye.